Oh my gosh, look at her go. I did not do that.
Oh, I'm gonna be on camera. I did.
Wow.
Got
So
all
this
dressed
is
up.
this is Sarah, our model at PBS. Oh,
We
I
all
love
we all
it.
did it. We all did
We
it.
didn't, I didn't. I'm gonna put my glasses on even. I'm trying to save my eyes from the blue blocking with the blue blocking. Can everybody hear me okay?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, yes, we can. It's good. I mean, I
Hey, well,
can.
that's shocking. Well, hi, welcome everybody. Thank you all for hopping on. I know this is not everybody's jam, but I wanted our whole team on this because it is our official 10-year anniversary slash birthday of being PBS Accounting and Tax. And that is
Crazy.
craziness to me. Birthday? Did you say birthday?
I said crazy. It's
I
crazy.
know.
Is it
It
actually
is crazy.
today? Hold on.
So I'll just tell the story of how PBS started because there's probably lots of people that don't know how, even some of you guys. But so I used to work in banking and I was doing business to business banking, and my clients would come to me at the bank and say, I need a loan, I need a line of credit, I need cars, I need credit cards, whatever it was. So then I would say, okay, great. I'm going to need this financial document, that financial document. And their eyes would be like, what? Like, I don't know what you're talking about, right? And I would have to say, oh, okay, it's a P&L, a balance sheet. And this is all stuff underwriting was going to need to get them what they needed. Bottom line, so many of the business owners had no idea what that meant or how to do it. They weren't tracking their numbers. They didn't even know like to use QuickBooks or to have a system in place. Or they just did oh, I just give my CPA receipts at the end of the year and that's how I do my taxes, right? That didn't help me at all, help them. So I started saying, can I just come to your office and help you get this done and show you what you need? And they'd be like, sure, yeah, that'd be great. So I would go before work, after work, on my lunch breaks, on my days off, on the weekends sometimes, and voluntarily just helping my bank clients get me what I needed to help them. Through that process, which was a couple years, I did that. I ended up liking it so much more than what I was doing at the bank. I was basically data entering at the bank, having conversations, telling them what they would need to get me. That was it. And so I loved helping these people because what happened then is they would be like, can you come back and do it again? Can you just keep doing this? Can we get you to just be doing this for us part time? And of course, I'm me, so I didn't say no to anybody.
Right?
I might have said no to a couple people, but only because they were creepy and that was it.
That's good.
Don't
I'm
get
glad to
murdered
hear
was the
that.
only boundary back then.
Stay on that track. I'm going to tell you a murder story that I actually have. I actually have a almost got murdered
Okay.
story.
PBS murder
Um,
stories.
PBS murder stories. It's almost Halloween, right?
Yeah.
So I said yes. I kept going back, and then I realized that was 2 years of doing it voluntarily. Then I realized, you know what? I could probably make some extra money doing this. So then I started as a side job, doing books and bookkeeping for businesses while still working at the bank full time. And that really was where PBS was born in theory because became then a little business rather than me doing favors for people. And then one day I walked into work. I had a really, really bad experience from corporate America. I won't go into all the details, but I basically decided on the spot, I am done with this. I went home that night. I didn't tell a single soul my plan. I drafted my 30-day resignation letter, and the next day I handed it in. And I just told myself, you've got 30 days to sink or swim. And I really thought I was going to be like, scrounging in the trash cans for food or something for the first few years of doing business, because that's what you hear. Everybody scrambles for the first few years. I'm not joking you. Within 2 weeks of being on my own, I had doubled my income from the bank. And all I did was pick up the phone, and every single person who had come up to me in the last couple of years and said, when you have time or when you're able to take on more clients, I really need your help. Granted, I was working 7 days a week before, during, and after work, or before on my lunch break and after work to help the few clients I had. So I had to turn people away all the time. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't have anywhere to fit it in. So they would tell me, when you do, I need your help. I picked up the phone. I called every single person that said that to me. They all said yes, which that was a problem we won't get into today. But and then I had doubled my income in 2 weeks. And then PBS was born. And I really, really at first wanted to be the mom and pop, like, fixer person. So I wanted to help the small businesses from my mountain community, and I did for years. But as every single business grows, including our customers' businesses, it wasn't sustainable for me to only have these little tiny clients that couldn't really afford, because I couldn't scale. And then my capacity went to like zero, probably negative numbers, really. So when I started trying to hire and outsource some of the work or delegate some of the work, it has been a wild journey of entrepreneurialism that I never saw coming, that I never thought I would be. I really just thought I was going to be like just little Sam, bookkeeper on the mountain forever. And now we have customers all over the United States. We have four people on our bookkeeping team. We have a senior accountant. We have an operations manager. We have an office manager who's also our client success specialist. It's craziness after 10 years, and I'm so excited. But
And
we have
people still call us from Idlewild,
They do.
the little mountain town. People
yes,
still call saying, "Hey, you're the Idlewild bookkeeper, right?"
yes. Or this is my favorite.
Cute.
Yeah, you work at the bank, right?
Do you still get that?
Whoa, really?
I
Been a
haven't
lot of
worked at the bank
changeover
since
since then.
2015.
Yeah.
And everybody
Funny.
knew me as the bank girl. Everybody. So I guess it's still out there that I'm the bank girl, or I'm from the bank or something. But yes, I very recently, like in the last 6 months, gotten someone to say, "Oh, you work at the bank, right?"
That's
I
so
did, yes, 10 years ago.
That's funny.
wow.
Um, Speaking of years ago, okay, I want to tell my murder story first.
Yeah,
So
let's do the murder story.
one of the things I did when I was very starting, I was remote before there was remote because of COVID. And I wanted to go mobily and help people in their homes, in their spaces, in their offices, so that they didn't have to hire a full-time person to do these things. So I put an ad out in this little publication locally that's like coupons and advertisements. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just, that's all there is, coupons and ads. And some guy called and wanted me to come to his house and help him sort out his finances. And he said, I'm going to be going on vacation. So I really want to make sure everything is dialed in and I don't have to worry about my auto pays and stuff while I'm gone. Great, no problem. I go to his house. I drive up. There are shades on every single window in the whole house, like blacked out shades. And that was my first, like, okay, well, that's a little strange. You usually want light in your house or something during the day. Still went up to the door and I walk inside. There is no furniture in this house. There is a kitchen, a little round kitchen table. There
Oh
is a
my gosh.
blender on the counter,
Girl.
Blender.
no furniture, and no wall hangings of any kind. And there is one plant in the corner of the living room. So I immediately started going through all the horror movies that I've ever seen. And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to get murdered. I really think I'm going to get murdered. That's why I'm here today, is he's going to murder me.
Before he goes on
So,
vacation.
okay, he wasn't going
Or
on
he flees
We
the country.
know, right? We have that, yes. That's right. Exactly.
country for murdering me in his
Right.
basement. So we sit at the table and so I started just asking, okay, well, how long are you going to be gone? Like, how long do we need to set this up for? What bills do you need paid? There's this stack of paperwork. And he goes, well, I have something to tell you.
Uh-huh.
And my heart, I start palpitating, right? And he goes, I'm not going on vacation. I said, oh, okay. Where are you going? He goes, I'm going to prison. And I was like, In my mind, I'm like, for murdering
For
me.
murder?
I just knew it. I just knew it in my mind. I started shaking. My armpits are
My
sweating.
God.
And I'm like, how do I get out of this without really running and making him chase me, right? And so I just sat there and I'm like trying to think of all my survival tactics and everything I might need to know at this moment. I'm looking around for weapons. I'm looking around for knives I can grab. I
Grab the
really
blender.
The blend, the
so then I'm like, what's the blender for? Is that for my head or my hand? What is it for?
but for
We
real, yeah.
no furniture, but have a blender on your freaking counter. So then I
Priorities.
just said, I started saying things like, I'm not sure if this is really what I understood I was going to be doing for you. What exactly do you need me to do? I started like, let's get to the point because I want to get out of here. Long story short, I got out of there. He never did anything. I think I was totally overreacting, but I had murder vibes the entire freaking time. Or maybe he chickened out. Maybe he figured out that I knew what he was doing and he chickened out at the last second. But I never again went to some random dude's house after that.
Yeah, that's a
Was
good rule of
that.
thumb.
Yeah, that was the end of that for Sam. And then as I started having people working for me, we were remote, we were mobile. So I would be sending them to people's homes to work with them. And one of
Yeah.
our one of our ex-employees, she was doing taxes for people and she went to this guy's house and she got super murder vibes and creepy vibes. And he even put his hand on her leg at one point, not like really aggressively, but just enough where she was like, okay, whoa, he's touching me now. And I was like, okay, I will not be sending people at all ever again to people's homes. I just can't have that responsibility. So then it really started being remote, as in like, no, I'm not coming to your office. We can have Zoom calls, you can email me. It's the 2000s. We can do all of this electronically, and it really changed the way. Now I would go to people's offices still, but never their homes after a couple incidences like that. I was done with that. So
Good
that
call.
fast forward to 2025 is where we're in. Now I fly everywhere to meet people. And we have customers all over the United States. So yeah, big shifts, but we also have now a full circle kind of situation where we went from being that mom and pop solution to having really really large clients, much larger than I ever thought I was going to have when I started, with employees and all these things to track, which we love. But in 2021, I also founded my consulting firm, which is where Sarah comes in, because Sarah, our senior accountant, was one of my very first consulting clients back in, was it 2019?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so in 2019, I started teaching for SCORE, which is a nonprofit organization, which is great. If you don't know about it, you should look into it, for mentorship of businesses. And they were offering QuickBooks classes, and I taught a QuickBooks class. One of the people in my classes referred us to Sarah's company. So it wasn't even the direct person that took the class, referred us to Sarah's company. And I remember working with Sarah back in 2019 and thinking, oh my God, this girl's so smart and she's so fast and she knows what she's doing and she gets it. And I just loved working with her. And I think we worked together for a good year or
Yeah.
ish,
Yeah.
maybe 9 months. And then throughout from 2019 till now, we've kept in contact as service provider, customer, service provider, customer. And she emailed us, was it in April
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
year or
earlier this
March?
year.
April of
Yeah.
this
March,
year. She
April.
emailed
Yeah.
us, okay, to tell us, okay, the company I'm working for is closing, so I'm going to need to close my QuickBooks and do this and do that. And I immediately was like, Lauren, get her on the phone. I want her. Because I knew I had remembered, her from years ago, and I always enjoyed working with her. So I am so fortunate that she also was interested and able to join our team back in May. And that's very cool story for us as a company, that someone who was once our client now is helping us on the inside. And it was perfect timing for both of us. Her company was closing, mine needed to hire. Boom, problem solved. So yay,
Yes.
happy things, happy
Yeah.
things. And then
Yeah.
Melissa, our model, um, she worked for another client that we had, and she wasn't the direct client, but she was one of the employees of the client. And her and I got to know each other through that relationship over multiple years. Like, was it 2 or 3 years that you were
It was
there?
a couple years. Yeah. A little over
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, so
I
her and
think.
I would have a lot of conversations about both the accounting needs and support and just random life and things that were going on in our community and all that. And so when she was no longer working for my client and then I needed support, I reached out to her the same, like, hey, I might have something here if you're interested. And she was, and that's been now what, 3 years in February?
Almost 4. No, before in February.
Almost 4 in February.
Goes
So,
fast. Goes
and
fast.
then Lauren, I just found her off the street. No, I'm just
And
kidding.
she was 9. I'm kidding. I don't even know. Can't remember.
Lauren, I've actually known since what, were you 10 or 11?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I was little. I was a kid.
Yeah. I mean, she's my brother's best friend, is how that happened. And so over the years, I've just, we've had a family relationship type. And then do you remember the year you started?
Gosh, maybe like 2018-ish, 2019 when I started going up the mountain and getting mail and all of
Oh
that.
my gosh, it's
She was one of my first hires that was like, I delegated, can you go pick up mail? Can you make the deposits? Can you run around and do all the errandy stuff? Because I started becoming really stuck to the computer, and me taking the time to go do those things was just like getting in the way of doing the work. So Lauren was available for that, and that's how she started here. And then it was a couple years into it, or maybe a year into it, our then office manager, who's the only male we've ever had working for PBS. By the way, we will always be a female team, but we did hire one male one time, so we can say we're fully inclusive.
oh boy. Here we go.
Um, here we go. He was leaving because he got another job, and he knew Lauren, and so he reached out behind my back,
We did.
which is okay. It worked out. And just was like, Lauren, would you be interested in this? Because I'm gonna have to tell Sam that I'm gonna move on, but I think you might be up for it or want to do it. You can elaborate if you want, Lauren. But and then she was like, yes. So then it gave him like security to come to me, be like, I'm doing this, but I have a solution already.
Yeah.
I already
Yeah,
figured it
see?
out for you. And honestly, it has been the best experience. And Lauren's done such an amazing job with the role. We get customer compliments all the time on dealing with her. So it couldn't have happened with a better person in mind. But so I am so grateful that my team, I feel like really connected to all of you, and that I can say that I've known all of you for years at this point, multiple years, not just like, oh, I met you yesterday and now you're on the team, but I really feel fortunate to have that, because a lot of companies don't have that, where they really know the people that they're working with. They just get thrown a new colleague and they're like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. So thank you all for the roles that you play. I mean, it's super duper appreciated from me. And I hope I say it enough, but if I don't, now I'm saying it.
And it's recorded. Just kidding.
It's
Yeah.
recorded, it's documented, and it's going to go on YouTube and everything.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
No, but that's the
Um,
one thing we do get complimented on when we're at conferences and stuff, like that dynamic a lot, like a lot.
a lot.
So
Yeah,
that's
team
pretty good.
culture.
Yes.
Mhm.
The culture. It has over the years become my number one kind of priority with the firm, is the culture first. Like, our name actually means people, business, service, because we are all people first. And I want that people first approach inside and outside, right, of our work. And my goal genuinely for the company is to do more and more and more for us, rather than get more and more and more clients just for the sake of it. Is I want more business so we can support you all better and do more with you and for you. So I do, that is my ultimate goal, because I feel like when you take care of people, they then take care of you, and then they then take care of the client well. So everybody wins in that scenario. We've had our share of tricky customers, we'll just call that tricky, unideal or learning curve customers customers who have
that.
taught us lots of lessons in the over the years, but every business goes through that. But part of the learning I've had from that experience is we will not put up with people who don't treat us well as human beings first. It's just not going to happen. Gone, done, not going to put up with it. And it is something I put up with a lot in the beginning because as a solo person or as somebody new in business or thinking I've got to say yes to everybody so I have money to pay the bills, you just put up with things. But once it started affecting my team, I was over it right then and there. And I have had team members in the past that are no longer with us, but at that time were with us, get really poorly treated by our customers. And that's what made me go, this is not okay. And I'm not going to put up with it. And actually, I don't want to deal with it either.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. And it was a process to get through that and put our foot down and boundaries. And as everyone on this call knows, I'm not good at boundaries and I'm not good at putting my foot down. I'll talk about it all day long, but actually doing it is hard for me, which is why we have Melissa.
Yeah.
She's really good at boundaries and really good at putting her foot down.
Yeah.
And I needed that. I needed somebody to reinforce, like, no, this isn't okay. This is not acceptable, blah, blah, blah. So, and now I love all of the clients we work with, and they're teaching us other good lessons, and not necessarily the bad ones. So,
Yeah.
any funny stories you guys want to tell, or you've seen an evolution too, being on the inside? I mean, even Sarah, from when you started working in 2019 with us to now, I think it's completely different. But I'd love to hear anything you guys want to let the world know about
Oh, boy.
PBS. Or me. You can spill some of my dirty laundry, not all of it.
Well, I will say along the lines of, customers and moving towards working with the ideal client, you've always been really, really great about protecting us, the team, no matter who it has been over the years, from people, rude. We'll say rude because I probably shouldn't cuss on here. Customers.
I think
It would be very aligned if you did.
Yeah, I know. Anytime someone has come at one of us, you just immediately say, nope, don't talk to them anymore, send them straight to me. If they call, just screen it, don't even answer. I will deal with them moving forward. So even though it's taken a while for, you to set the boundary of we don't work with them at all, you've always been really great about protecting the team. Like in all the years, crazy enough in a customer service position, I don't think I've ever talked to somebody that was like exceptionally rude because we just don't deal with those people. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
My mama bear comes out. Like, I'll let you back me into a corner for a while, but
Yeah.
when I'm ready and I come out and I'm done. Like, I'm ready to rock and roll with you. And I remember a couple of times I've had to do that exact thing. Like, nope, don't talk to them anymore.
Yeah.
Don't respond at all. And then I will stop what I'm doing and I will get on the phone and I will be like, excuse me, we have to talk. I remain professional, but at a certain point, it's like that mama bear is like, no, you're not going to do that to one of my employees. They didn't do anything to you. And I can't just let it go. I have got to put my boxing gloves on. But yeah, I love that we don't have to deal with much of that at all anymore. And I do know it's because we set that boundary. And I also, Melissa really helps me with this of the putting it out in the universe and the letting go of things. And she's freaking right every time, and it pisses me off. But no, it doesn't. It's actually great. Like when you just decide you're not going to have that in your life anymore,
It
it's
ceases to
not there.
exist.
Yes.
Kind of wild. It's kind of wild, yeah.
Yes. So that's what's happened. I decided we are not doing that anymore, and then we don't have that. And I've got also through the years gotten really good at picking up on that when I'm talking to people initially. Like I think I just told Lauren the other day, I had a consultation call, but I'm not feeling great about the vibes of that person. You're right. And I don't think I'm going to chase the engagement simply because I feel like this is just not going to be a good experience. And I'm not going to. But in the beginning, you have to almost because you're like, oh, if I don't say yes if I don't get everybody to say yes, I'm not going to be able to eat or pay my bills or whatever. And thankfully, we're not in that position anymore, so we don't have to think like that. But
Yeah, it doesn't, as a caveat, like it doesn't necessarily mean that people are bad people. It's just not a
no,
good, it's
thanks.
not aligned, it's not aligned, right?
Thank
So
you.
I'll
Yeah,
throw
you're
that
right.
out there just so that
Thank you. You're right.
people are like, wait
And
a second, you know?
you're totally right because there
Yeah.
is someone for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a very
Right.
specific way I work with people and I like to work. And so that's why they're not aligned. It's not because they're a bad person. It's just because the way I work or I am okay with dealing with people isn't there. So thank you for saying that. You're right.
Cool.
Yeah. And then we have every morning, every Monday morning, we have a team meeting and we start with how was your weekend? And it's
Oh,
hilarious
oh boy.
because we'll get into some really fun stories, but we're very like open and we can all come to the table how we are. Some of us are in bad moods, some of us have had good weekends, bad weekends. We show up as who we are, and I also love that. Like we're all free to be like happy, sad, mad, you know, all the things that really happen in real life. And nobody's like, oh, did you, you know, behind our backs. It's just, okay, she's having a bad day or whatever. She's having a great day. And it kind of pumps everybody up. So I have to say, I've worked in environments where you had to be a certain way all the time, or it wasn't a good thing. So I
Not
really,
even
I
normal.
love that we can all come as we are too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of our best moments are at conferences, getting jiggy with it on the dance floor
Oh,
with
yeah.
drinks. And we're just like, yeah, woo, woo. And that's
Yeah.
fun. And that's fun that you can enjoy your team like that. And
Sarah gets
not
her first experience of that this year. So
Yeah,
exciting.
so
I
excited.
hope you're a dancer, Sarah.
Girl,
Oh,
we
yeah.
are always on the dance floor from
do you
like
dance?
after the drink to the end.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, girl.
Oh my gosh. Yes,
Get
it is
ready.
fun.
Kidding.
Bring your dancing shoes and your or sneakers so you can actually stay on the dance floor for
Yeah.
a long time. One of my best conferences I remember is the year I decided to wear sneakers to the club. Lauren,
There
do you
you
remember
go.
that? That was
I do.
so much more comfortable. Oh
Really.
my God. And I didn't feel self-conscious at all. I was just dancing in my sneakers. It was really fun. Usually I'm like, oh, I need to look a certain way or put a dress on or whatever. That year I did not care and it was great. Um, but yeah, so we've gone to conferences. I've been able to take the team to conferences now. That's something I never thought possible in the future, or in the future. It better be possible in the future, in the past. And I love that. That's kind of a neat thing. What else? Any other stories? I know, Melissa, I thought you had a couple of things you want to know. You can say it.
I
Like,
can see
they
her mind
appropriate.
going.
I know.
I
I'm
know.
just like,
What should I not say?
well, that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
God, what do we?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I think there are certain stories that led to an idea,
Mm-hmm.
but I know we're also getting close on time too.
Yeah.
But led to a possible line, or I think we're actually working on it. I think we just have to find the right company to do it. So I think that's just where we're at really with it.
Yeah, we have we already have future planning happening. One of the things I've done over the last 10 years of consulting and doing the books is learned so much about what companies don't know and what business owners don't know. And I am now trying to really help educate them on that aside from the accounting. So I'm now packaging the education and the accounting into a new firm that goes back to my roots of helping the small guy, but helping them in a way that I didn't know they needed help 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was just helping to help and do the books. And now I'm going to approach it as a very intentional educational experience. So they know what they don't know at the end and they can grow into where they want to be so much faster because they have someone helping them through that. So our new firm, which launches October 1st, is Trail to Summit Bookkeeping, and it will combine an education standpoint and accounting for the small guys, for the guys that are just kind of getting started, don't necessarily have the revenue to fully delegate, but need the help or want the help so that they can learn and be more strategic about their success. So we're doing that now too. So PBS started on and I don't know if we ever gave the audience our actual original name, but it was Pampered by Sam Mobile Office Business Solutions.
I
And
don't know
that's
if
it.
I knew that it was
A
that
little
long.
wordy.
It was that long. Imagine that email address, info
No.
at Pampered by Sam Mobile Office Business Solutions.
No one's
Right.
typing that out.
We're no
No.
longer Pampered by Sam. We haven't been in quite some time. We're now PBS Accounting and Tax. But yeah, that was one of the big things is that we went from that to Pampered by Sam to now PBS. And we have our consulting company and our new bookkeeping firm starting in October.
Yay.
Sarah, anything you want to remember or that you remember or that you want to bring up?
Yeah, actually, so as you mentioned, when I started with my old company in 2019, that was my first actual official accounting job, which I was supposed to be only the accounts payable, but it turns out in a few months they had some changes, so I somehow all of a sudden I was a full cycle accountant all by myself.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
accounting department itself, it was me.
Yep.
So yeah, and then we had a controller at the company, but we changed some positions, so he was no longer there. So I was kind of, all alone in the dark. So then I asked Sam's help, which was a huge help, and there was a huge learning curve. And at that moment, I really figured out, or I kind of realized what a QuickBooks is, and what to utilize, and all that, why it exists in the first place, right? When
Yep.
you fully use it, then you get it.
Yep,
So,
exactly.
so that was a huge help. So, I mean, she was a big part of why I'm still survived in this sector.
Surviving.
Yeah, because everybody have, their different style of bookkeeping. So
Yes.
mine
Yeah.
happened to be the very first, well, he was kind of my mentor because, it was my very first job and he was mentoring, but he was, one of those old-fashioned bookkeeper who likes to do journal entries every single time. And after he left, I just realized, no, I don't know if he didn't know or there was some sort of problem. The banks were not connected with the QuickBooks, so he had to do all those entries
Ooh.
by hand with
Manually.
journal entry, and it was just
Yes.
crazy work.
I
So
just remembered that, Sarah. You're making me remember where we started with. I remembered job costing and projects, but no, we started with all these journal entry situation, and I just remembered that.
yeah, yep. And I used to
Yeah,
have all these crazy questions from Sam. Never, I still do now,
Never.
yeah, yes. And now
Yeah.
they're from all of our customers and not just one.
Right, exactly. And yeah, so it's been a long way.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy to think back. But yeah, I'm glad you remember all that. That's fun. And thank you. I'm glad I was helpful.
Yeah, it's been an amazing ride.
Yeah. Oh, well, we are at time, and I just really wanted to say thank you to all of you publicly, and also celebrate our 10-year anniversary / birthday, whatever we're calling it, because I didn't ever think we would be here. I really didn't. 10 years didn't even cross my mind when I started. I was just looking to kind of get by day by day and see what happens. And now we have 3 businesses, and it's been a decade of this. So pretty cool stuff. And thank you to everyone out there who's been our past, present, and is going to be our future customer, because you're the reason we're here. If we didn't have customers, we wouldn't have business. So appreciate you. Even if you taught us hard lessons, they were received, and we've
Yep.
improved because of them.
100%.
Anyway, thank you all. Thank you all for joining and hopping on with me. I appreciate it, and have a great rest of your long weekend.
Woo.
All
Monday.
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
All right. See
Bye,
ya.
guys.
Bye.